Hello guys, and welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner. Today we're going to tackle one main topic and be a little bit shorter than our normal longer Friday videos. Both of these avenues you can go down are going to be very helpful for you when training and getting back into a health and fitness routine. But in the long run, free weights are going to be a little bit better in the day-to-day practicality that they help with. What I mean by this is everything we do in training, how we train, we get the opposite result. Now that's a little strange thing to hear. What I mean by that is, say I use a machine and it gives me all my stability. It's fixed, I'm in one little plane of movement, and it takes care of all the stability, which means I don't actually increase my body's stability at all. Now if I'm training with free weights, or maybe even say something like a yoga ball, where there's not a lot of stability, my body then has to compensate for that, use all the tiny little muscles it has to create stability, and now I, in turn, have more stability down the road. We have a lot of very tiny little muscles that no one really thinks of when they train because they're not the big ones that everybody sees on the outside. But these little muscles are what make up a lot of the stability moving laterally and twisting in the body. Now don't get me wrong, at first machines can be very good for getting back into the gym, or especially if you have an injury or something like that. They're very good to start with, but I always recommend transitioning into free weights. And even at some point you can be doing both machines and free weights, working on the things that you have grasped already onto the free weight side, and then on a new movement start on a machine and then transition into free weights. But definitely always have free weights as your end goal. The easiest example to look at for this is something called a Smith machine. Most gyms that people go to have this machine. It looks like a giant square or rectangle made out of metal with a bar fixed to the middle of it. You can do squats in them, deadlifts, rows, a lot of different things. But the point of this is that it is a very fixed piece of equipment. What I mean by that is it has all the metal holding everything perfectly in place, and the bar stays perfectly in line in one up and down movement. Now in a regular squatting or deadlifting movement, the bar is actually going to be moving forward and back in a very slight way as you go up and down through the movement. Now the biggest way this transitions is to think of when you're packing up boxes and moving to a new home or something of the sort. You bend down to pick up this box. It's a heavy box, but you've been training. You can pick it up now. The issue is, yeah, you're great at picking it up when it's right in front of you. But say you bend down to pick it up and you start standing up and something in the box shifts over to one side and now you're bending laterally. Well, your body isn't used to that movement. It can only go right, forward, and backwards, just like the machine does. Now, since you haven't been training and haven't had this free movement to stop and stabilize in your own body, you're not used to that, those little muscles aren't going to fire, and you're going to end up actually injuring yourself. Now again, that doesn't mean I don't want you to use machines at all. Like I said before, definitely start with them, or use them if you have an injury. What I would even suggest is start a movement on a machine, and then in that same day, try to move to free weights and see how it feels, and just kind of gauge. If it's still a little bit too hard to do with the free weights, go back to the machine, spend another week or so on the machine, and then try again and try to get into the free weight side of it to build that stability over time. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, I invite you to check out the Faith Watchers website, share this videos with your friends, ask questions in our Coaches Corner group, and get involved with everyone. It's a great community and we're getting some great content. We want you to be a part of it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.